All right. So, up at GameShopsBasement.com right now, we've got information about our fourth Mystara-wide event. So, most of the Dungeons and Dragons games that we do at Game Shop's Basement are set in the world of Mystara, the world that grew out of the original Red Basic box set and Blue Expert set, starting with the continent of Brun and expanding across the planet Mystara over the years. So, we're up to our fourth event now. So if you missed any of our first three events or wanted to review those, there's links to show the first three events also, to kind of catch up on the story, what they were all about and everything. But that was a three-part story arc, and that's over. So this is a good time to start with a new event. It's still up there for campaign history and whatnot. But our fourth event is the Glantrian Winter Olympics. So for those of you who've played, who are familiar with Glantry, Glantry is a canal city, kind of like Venice in real life. But unlike Venice in real life is on the Mediterranean, and it's salt water, it's from the ocean. Those canals don't really freeze. But in Glantry City, well, it's in the middle of the continent of Brun, which is kind of analogous to North America, and it's about the right latitude, longitude, altitude, and surrounded by mountains. It's kind of like Denver, Colorado. So where does the water come from? Well, the water's from the confluence of two rivers. So the Glantrian canals are freshwater, not saltwater like Venice. But the canals freeze over, and then people put sled runners on their gondolas, or the ice is thick enough that sleighs are pulled by horses on the gondolas, or people go skating about the city streets. So what's usually canals, for a few months in the winter, becomes like frozen streets in Glantry. So I have the Glantrian Winter Games. And the Glantrian Winter Games are part of the original Glantry expansion book for Mystara from the 80s, the Gazetteer. But I've kind of expanded on that for Game Shop's Basement. So this winter, we're having the Winter Olympics. And so they're, in addition to the events on the frozen canals in the city, they're having events out in the countryside. Events like the Snow Golem building contest. May the best golem win, because it's a fight. You don't just build a snowman and have judges judge the snowman. This is D&D. You build a snow golem and have your snow golem fight other people's snow golems. So yeah, there's snow fort wars. Don't worry if your character's not a caster, because you can very easily get a wand of snowballs, and the wand of snowballs will throw snowballs, just pretty much infinitely. It'll throw infinite snowballs that don't do damage, that are just like playing around snowballs like from real life. If you want your snowball to do damage, like it's some kind of Ray of Frost cantrip or something, something like that, yeah, you'll have to expend a charge from the wand. That's kind of how those work. So if you actually want to have a real game effect and do damage, that costs a charge. But for flavor, so that you can participate in snowball fights and everything, yeah, the wand of snowballs can spit those out all day long. So there'll be speed skating, there'll be races, there'll be all kinds of events, and you'll be able to, if your character places in these events, competing against PCs and NPCs during the 2 weeks from December 26th through January 8th, you'll get wintertime tokens, and the wintertime tokens can be spent at the Glantrian Winter Olympics store, which is up at GameShopsBasement.com. There's a link you can click, and you can see all the amazing items at the store. Some of the items are actually Christmas themed, because, as some of you Mystara fans might know, some of the families of Glantry are dimensional immigrants, and they came from a version of Earth. And so because they came from a version of Earth, they're somewhat familiar with Christmas and everything. So that might explain why some of the items at the Glantrian store for for the Winter Games involve things like a flying sleigh, or jingle bell harnesses that enable critters like reindeer or horses or other types of steeds to fly. So, or the ever-burning Yule log, so that you'll never have to look for firewood again. Just toss down the ever-burning Yule log. So yeah, so it's and there's other wintry and snow and ice themed, or even a few Christmas themed items there. All right, so come by GameShopsBasement.com, or drop by our Discord, And the Discord link is at GameShopsBasement.com. Check out the Glantrian Winter Olympic Games, our 4th event, Mystara-wide event. So from those weeks from December 26th to January 8th, if you're playing at a D&D table in Mystara, there'll be an option, even if it's a cheesy teleport, no matter what kind of adventure you're in, whether it's a door-to-door dungeon crawl or whether it's urban investigation and social intrigue, or whether it's out in the wilderness somewhere, there'll be some sort of option to teleport into the Glantrian Winter Games and participate. So we will see you there. And I'll see you next time for more Mysteries of Mystara.
So right now I'm sitting outside on a patio making D&D videos as part of what I do to get paid. I'm a professional game master, and if you're a game master and you've thought of making some money at it, you can too. We have at the Game Shop's Basement a 7 days to Pro GM course that teaches in 7 lessons what took me 50 days to do, to build up my business to the point where I don't need my job anymore. So that's kind of exciting. Or maybe you just want to make a little extra money, have a little bit of a diverse income stream. That's kind of a smart thing to do these days with the world being all crazy. Or you might want something that you can work from home without having to go anywhere. Well, check into Pro DMing. So at GameShopsBasement.com, at the top of the webpage, we've got a banner that will take you to a page where you can learn more information about the 7 days to Pro GM course. And it's fun. It's exciting. Check it out.